Hello, welcome to my Vloggypod. My name is Sherry. Thank you so much if you're coming back again to listen to my waffle, and welcome if this is the first time that you have listened to watched my Vloggypod. It's just a little opportunity really to talk about the things that I like to make and just chat. Anyway, it's going to be a short podcast today because I've been away actually, and I've been super busy this week packing up the autumn treasures, but I have just got a couple of things to show you. Just come back from holiday, went to Cornwall, which is in the far southwest of the UK, right down the bottom, and we went to the Lizard Peninsula, which is at the furthest south that you can go. I think that's right. And we've been going there for over 30 years. I won't go on about it because I think I mentioned it in my vlog that's coming after this. But we've been going there. We went there for our honeymoon actually, and we've gone back when I was expecting my boys, and then when they were little boys, and they actually came with us this time, and they're bigger than me now. And we took the dogs. It was just a walking. When I say walking holiday, I don't mean a proper strenuous walking holiday, but just it's National Trust coastline. The hotel overlooks the beach, the Atlantic, and there's just lots of lovely unspoilt walks there. Keeping my eyes peeled for Ross Poldark, that never happened. And we had good weather. That was really lovely. We weren't expecting that. We have a roof box and we took way too much stuff because we took jumpers and coats in case we needed it, but actually we spent quite a lot of time on the beach, which was really lovely. And a few drives just out, and actually taking a map, because before we went away on holiday, a couple of weeks or so before we went away, we actually spent a lovely afternoon with my daughter-in-law's family, Amy, her family, lovely family. We had a lovely afternoon with them. Oh, what was the name of that game we played? I'm trying to remember what that was and put it on the screen. It was such good fun. And anyway, we were talking, Fiona and I were talking, and we were talking about how sat-navs are great, but you miss so much with them. And I've already gone off on a ramble, but anyway, I'll finish what I'm saying now. You know what it's like when you get into the car and you immediately put your destination and you get from A to B, sort of as quickly as you can. But the thing is, when you don't use a map, you miss so much of what's around you. So actually we were talking about that. So a couple of times we went out, and instead of just putting in where we were going, did good old-fashioned navigating, which I always used to do. I used to love that. Anyway, that was a complete waffle. But anyway, we're back, and we had a lovely time and took the dogs. So Monty can't walk so far now because he's 13, and Archie, of course, is full of energy because he's just 5. So it's balancing that really, because Monty's down here at the moment. We've just woken up, haven't you, darling? And so that was a bit awkward sometimes, but anyway, it was lovely. It was just a nice week away. So I've been packaging up the autumn treasures. Some of them went out before we went away, if you were in United States or anywhere outside the UK, and then the others went to the UK, went out this week. So we've been doing that all this week, which I can't wait for you to open them. The autumn treasures boxes it's 10 times 10 grams of minis with a skein to open at the end, or beginning, it doesn't matter, and a bag if you order one. And the idea is that you start opening on the 23rd, which is Harvest Moon, which is I think at the beginning of autumn, and then it takes you through to the beginning of October. So we're properly in autumn. I love September. I was listening to a podcast this morning actually. She's only a young girl, but she was talking about how she loves September, back to school or back to university and new beginnings. And I think maybe that's actually got something to do with why I love Septembers again. I love all that. Anyway, I just want to show you a few things that I've been doing, a couple of things, well, one thing really, actually. Let's not Stretch the point, Sherry. So this is a little, I've not got very far with it either, but I wanted to show you. It's on straight needles, which I haven't knitted on for ages. So, maybe I'll make sure I've got the right one. This is a little scarf that I've started. And this is Birch Trees by Julia Marsh. I believe it's a free pattern. Pretty sad, I've had it quite a long time now. I'm really enjoying that. It's just a 4 pattern repeat, quite simple, she said. I went wrong. I cast this on the beach and it's supposed to be 51 stitches and I had 53. I mean, how does that even happen? I don't know. But anyway, had to start again. But I'm really enjoying that. And this is in the Haytor. Well, you can see it there. I don't know why I'm doing that. But this is the Haytor colourway. Haytor is, we've got sort of a Moore's collection of yarns inspired by Dartmoor, which is about a 20-minute drive for us from here. And Haytor is one of our favourite places to go there. So that was inspired by that. So yeah, I'm really enjoying that. And this is double knit. And I'm not going to squint at the needle size. I think it's 4.5. But it's been really nice actually knitting on straight needles because, as I say, I haven't done that for quite a while. So that's why I'm starting, waving this around like a nut bar. And the other thing that I said I was going to do, all these rows, I did 4 rows of my granny stripe blanket. But the reason I'm showing it to you, oh sorry, that's my crochet hook. The reason I'm showing it to you, you can see how far I got, is because the last couple of colours feel quite different to what's gone before, and I don't know whether, I can't even remember when I started this blanket now, I don't know whether to, oh there it is, it's my hook sticking out, whether to go with sort of seasonal and sort of go with the colours that I'm going to start getting out for autumn, or whether that will not be coherent. I don't know what to do. But anyway, I love those, they're Kelly's yarns again. Lay Family yarn, these last 2 colours. Yeah, so that was that. 4 rows. I think it's because I was expecting, as I said, the weather not to be that amazing when we went away, so I thought it'd be lots of knitting time. And we spent quite a lot of time down on the beach. So, and I like to, it was actually quite warm, the water. Obviously cold when you first go in, and the waves were really, really good because the guys like to go surfing. And it is actually a little surfing cove, which is nice. But I tend to mess around on the edge of the water and sit down just as the water comes in and get knocked over, you know, a big kid. But anyway, I went armed with so many books, and I ended up not reading any of those books that I took at all because I walked into the supermarket and saw this, Once Upon a River, which was only £3.99, Diane Setterfield. Now I saw this book, again, Nikki at the Cottage, on her feed. Just about everything I read is recommended by Nikki. And I've ended up reading that. Reading that, she said, that is how far I've got, literally. Marked with a playing card. What am I on, page 111? Anyway, it's really, really good. I'm really, really enjoying it. Actually, this obviously is about the river. And I started to read, I read the first 2 or 3 pages of The Essex Serpent, which was also river related. I mean, just thought I'd say. But looking forward to that. Seeing the card there, we played a lot of cards, lots of games, and rummy, which I love playing rummy. Anyway, I digress. Yeah, so that's what I ended up starting to read. And I would start to read. I was so tired out because where our hotel is, you then have to go down to the beach, and it's quite a climb up. It takes at least 10 minutes, quite climb, great big steps they are as well. So I was whacked out of an evening, and down on the beach I was either messing around in the water, or I'd sit there and think, I'm going to read, and then end up having a doze. I got distracted because we've got a robin out there, end up having a doze. We've got a robin who is actually loitering with intent near the little nest thing that I put up there. But it's been out here a couple of times today, and went out there earlier actually putting yarn, drying yarn, and he didn't fly away. I used to have a robin before, I've said this before. It used to literally land on my hand and poop in my hand, and used to come into the kitchen and ask for food. It was such a gorgeous little thing. I do miss that little robin. So I'm hoping this one, because they migrate, don't they, robins? Anyway, so the other thing that I have done is I have ordered my yarn to join in with Sandra Cherryheart's Nature. What's it called? Nature's Walk. I always forget that. Nature's Walk. I've had my hair cut today and it feels really weird. It's too short. I've had it cut too short. But anyway. Yes, I've ordered I ordered the Wild Hedgerows colourway. I didn't order it before I went because I thought it's going to come when I'm away. And so I ordered it when I got home, and now I'm worried I'm not going to get it in time because it starts on the 23rd, which is Monday. Never mind. I can catch up, I'm sure. But anyway, really looking forward to joining in with that to make the blanket. I think I talked about it on the last podcast, but she's such a talented lady, and her designs, I just saw it come up on her Instagram page and I thought, I've got to do that. I've just got to do it. And it's a really good sized blanket as well when it finishes, and I like the fact that it's in squares. This granny stripe, which is beginning to take shape now, is lovely, and I'm enjoying that, but I love the idea of making squares. Anyway, so that's the next thing, and as if that wasn't enough, there is one more thing. There are two more things I want to do. So the first thing, socks again. You can never have too many pairs of socks, so that's okay. The first thing that I want to do, and I've forgotten the yarn, so I will actually talk about it in the next one, but it's lovely Sarah, who is Sherlock_knits, and she does every year. She ran the amazing, she's an extraordinary lady, really inspirational, and she ran the Flower Power Fund last year. And every year she organises people to knit socks, and it's for the patients, for Marie Curie patients. And I think this year she wanted it for all Marie Curie patients in all the Marie Curie hospices, which I think is amazing. So I have got some yarn left over, and I'm going to knit if you visit her page, it will make sense to you. I'm waffling on, but basically there is yarn that you can buy to do it. There was yarn last year as well, but I'm going to use some yellow yarn that I've got, because it's still the Marie Curie colours, and do the heels and toes in what I've got left over from last year's. God, this is a waffle. Anyway, go to her page and you'll see it's a lovely thing to join in with. There's a lot of socks to be knitted, so I know she would be over the moon if you were to join in. And the other thing, which brings me to a little bit of shop news before I stop waffling, is Strictly started again. That's another thing, you see, September, right the way up to Christmas. I mean, how amazing is that? So, got some new yarns going into the shop this week. I just wanted to show you. And the first one actually is Strictly Ballroom. So this is one that I've done. I think that's focusing. It's kind of, we did ballroom silks once before, and this has got that same kind of feel. It's that kind of silks and satins, or lycra more likely, but it's quite a subtle, but I wanted it to feel quite luxurious as well. So anyway, there are two. One of them, this one is on gold stellina base, and this one is on our platinum sock base. So the dye always takes slightly differently on the different bases, but so that, and I haven't said, So this is because I want to join in with lovely Ali, what she does every year, her Strictly Sock Along. I love that lady. I love her podcast. She's just got such a lovely, happy face, hasn't she? And she just makes me happy to watch her. So anyway, that's what this is for. So that's going in the shop this evening. Today's Friday, didn't say that. Friday the 20th. This is Daisy's, which I'm putting into the shop. This is a colourway that we did earlier on in the year, but I've had a few messages asking for some more, so that's going into the shop, just a few of those. And then this one, which is Summer's End, and that is, can you see the little brown sort of speckling, caramelly brown? And that's when the leaves are just beginning to turn. So that is Summer's End, and that is on platinum sock base, which is, I should have said, 75% merino and 25% nylon. And again, I've had quite a few people messaging me, I should say. So that would be enough to knit a pair of socks. You can do lots of things with it, but that would be enough for a pair of socks. And the other colourway is this one, which is A Rainy Day. Just got some speckling, and this is inspired by when you get a rainy day at this time of year, because I love this time of year. I love just that nip in the air, and I don't like hot days anyway, but we've still got lovely sunny days, but it's just that nip in the air. And sometimes of an evening you think, well, close the door, or I might take my coat. Or I was listening to lovely Kay Jones the other day, Bakery Bears, talking about taking her cowl out, and I thought, I know exactly what you mean. And this is sort of when you get that rainy day, kind of at the end of summer, beginning of winter, autumn. That's what that is. And that also, this is the new bag that's going in this week, which that goes really nicely with. So this is a bag actually that I did last year. See me peering around the corner. This is one that I did, this year in yellow. Well, a sort of ochre colour, and I couldn't resist getting this one. And this just feels right for this time of year as well. So there are a few of those going into the shop as well. And that will take, so that's a small size project bag, that would take, so that is 3 skeins in there, which is quite comfortable with your project, 2, maybe 3. Anyway, take them all out again. So that's, hopefully I'll have a bit more time to do some making next week, because we haven't so enjoyed putting the autumn boxes together, but goodness, they're a lot of work. So actually next week is going to be busy, but hopefully in the evening. I was too tired to do anything in the evening. I make mistakes really easily, and I have to just be able to concentrate. So hopefully next week there'll be a bit more to show you. Anyway, there is a little vlog coming now where I probably waffle on about all sorts of things. But it was also, we had a couple of quite windy days, so there might be some music played over some of it as well, because nothing worse than hearing the wind. Well, on a video, you know what I mean. Anyway, thank you for watching. So every year when we come here, this is sort of late afternoon, there's a guy that comes down and has a swim in the sea, and I'm sure that's the same guy. And it is lovely once you go in there, but I would not be in there without a wetsuit on, to be honest. But it's supposed to be really good for you, isn't it? Swimming in the sea. You know, when it's cold as well, all year round. Monty, come on then. Come on. I'll come if I want to. And at this moment, I don't. Monty. Look at him. He's off. Come here. Monty. 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 Where he's gone? Here he is. Come on. Introducing Archie the Nut Bar. Pick your toy up, go and get it. Come on. So many places to wander around here. Come here, not too far. The thing is here, see just there, there's a little gap there, that's probably a sheer cliff. Yeah, there's just lots and lots of little pockets and gardens and bits to be. I like it here. And this is just full of wildlife. We had the most gorgeous little robin in our garden this morning here. He's off. So what he does is he runs, doesn't look for it, and then looks for it. Come on, back this way. That way. Look at them, that's so lovely. We decided to get up early this morning and come down and catch the sunrise, which has been so lovely, and what was beautiful was seeing all the birds going overhead. Oh, it's lovely. I mean, it looks like it's full daylight now, but it's not. There's something about sort of, look at them. The sort of half light that's amazing. Such a quality of light. Anyway, I'm going back to my bed now, but it's been lovely. We're going to try and catch a nice sunset tonight. I've already caught a few, but getting exactly the right place to go. Bit nippy in there this morning, I should think. Oh, it's been completely enveloped by a wave out there. It makes me panic when I go underwater. The waves are so strong. Oh, it's good fun, but I think I'm going to read my book. Chill out, come here. Round here. Here, sit. Right, you're in goal, okay? You're in goal. Wait. Excellent, back in goal.